All right, let's bump east to 38128. This is where I bought my first rental property. Raleigh is what they're calling
Rock and Raleigh.
the hill of Rock and Raleigh. I grew up out there till middle school or a little later, and Raleigh Springs Mall used to be the center of it. They've taken that mall down. It's now, I think, a business center for the city.
Community or government. Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, it looks
Skate
very
park,
nice.
They've done a nice job.
They've done a really good job.
There's a Starbucks across the street. I mean, they put some investment in there, and people have come into it. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm excited about what they're doing in Raleigh. So January 1 of 21 to June 30th of 21, there were 383 sales. 1,428 was the average square foot. 96,151 was the average price. January 1, 22 through June 30th, 22, we had 459 sales. Same square feet, 1,498. But our average sales price was $127,000. That's up 32.1% from this time last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've said this again. I've said it many times, but if you listened a year ago and you bought in Raleigh, you can see where you've made money. A lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it.
So Raleigh to me, and we'll get right to the rental numbers. Raleigh to me, with the Nike plant that's 750,000 square feet, the Amazon distribution center right behind it that I think is 1 million square feet, the continuance of the jobs and what we've mentioned, some of the government community stuff that's been coming into there, to me, keeps this area super strong, super bullish on it. I mean, I'd anything that I can find in Raleigh that makes sense, I take it. Anything, or I push it out, I sell it, I promote it. Anything I can, from the buying standpoint. What about rental numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same. I would say it's a neighborhood that transitioned, but there's still more owner occupants in that neighborhood, which keep the values high, and they're bigger houses. So you notice that there was a bigger house than a Fraser house. So you got higher rents, more room, more bedrooms, bathrooms, and higher prices, higher rents.
Yes.
Another hundreds of properties in Raleigh that are managed, and it's a great rental market. Has been, and I think it would only continue to improve.
I don't see anything other than it getting better. And I think next year, I don't know if we'll have a 38% increase again, but I bet we have 15 again.
Yeah, and it's still a competitive market, and people desire to be there. I mean, Austin P is a thoroughfare, and then Singleton Park, when you're going up north, more stuff's happening north. We're going to talk about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's a big thoroughfare. So it's just a super convenient. You're close to I-40. You're close to getting into East Memphis. It's a convenient location, and you can still get a lot of house for a good price, both as a investor and as an owner occupant, which again is why that's a desirable area to rent, and it's holding.
So from a historical standpoint, we mentioned, okay, you got your city and your downtown. The first suburb in the 40s or wherever was
right
Fraser.
North of town. Yeah.
Well, then out east in suburb was 38128. So you saw some bigger, nicer homes that were brick. They're, of course, not updated designs, right? Because it was back then, but you still got big homes that are brick, 2-car garage you can find in a lot of areas. So I'm around Craigmont High School. So if you guys are searching your map, when you see Craigmont High School, anything around those areas is fantastic.
And rents have already increased 1,000, and I think it's more rare to see them below 1,000.
You're exactly right. If you get an 850, 900 rental in Raleigh, I think you're doing pretty good. If you want low, right? If you're looking for the average, 1,200, 1,250,
yes,
1,300.
It's moved. Everything's north of 1,000 in Raleigh.
All right, so I'm loving Raleigh,
which is a change from 5 years ago. Everything was below, was pushing 800 to 1,000. Now it's easily over 1,000. So we've had that rent growth. We've talked about that before. But
the Nike and Amazon plant to me
have been great.
Are what's really driving it.
Yeah,
it's
been great.
Have you been out there at 3:30
in the afternoon?
Oh, it's a nightmare. I mean, I feel like it's an NFL football game that is getting out right then.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody's coming out and doing it. It's a madhouse.
It's awesome.
Raleigh's great. I'm super strong on Raleigh. Anything you send me in Raleigh, I'm going to stick with really good.